boys, bitch, you better bow down. Crowd just wanna hear the show, start the countdown. Don't be messing around, we ain't chasing no clout. Better shut your ass up before we put your ass down. Might get lumped up, taking verbal bumps, chump. We don't ever bite tongues, always keeping it a buck. Dan, Joe, and Will, they gon' change the game. Bump Boys podcast, it'll melt your brain. Y'all don't wanna see the flame, so don't spark the match. We like rookie Kurt Angle, make your ankle snap. Three amigos like Eddie, but don't lie or steal. Only cheat when we gotta, but to win we will. Mike skills like Dusty, but go hard like Brock. I'm a stunner like Austin, dropping elbows like Mach. Y'all don't wanna see the finish, cause it's us on top. 1, 2, 3, get the V and get a warrior pop. Yo!
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Bump Boys. We have Danny and Will. Say hello, boys.
Stop.
Wrong, guys. It's your boy Mr. Wilbur 95, aka Wilbur, aka King
Prince
William.
Prince William.
All right. So if you guys don't know, Will and Danny were able to go to the AEW in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and I'm just gonna, get their opinions on how their first AEW experience was. So let's start off with this. How was parking? As soon as you get there, how was that parking, man?
Parking was great. We didn't pay for parking at all.
We got there early, so parking was a breeze. So
We literally parked right next to the arena.
You get out of the car, you start walking to the arena. What was your first reaction as soon as you got to the gate, got your ticket, scanned, and then you walked in? Tell me your first experience.
It was actually traumatizing. Yeah, it was traumatizing. So we got there obviously early. We got food, all that kind of stuff was nice. We got that outside the venue. So when we get to, we decide we'll show up maybe 45 minutes early or something like that.
Yeah.
We trudging through the mud and everything like that. So we get in line and
He's not even lying.
Yeah, that
He's not even lying.
You guys had one of the most beautiful days of the year so far.
We did, yeah. So I will say this: waiting outside, it obviously got cooler, but waiting outside was really nice. The arena was decent. The line got crazy long. Yeah, the lines got crazy long. So we get to the venue and we go to scan our tickets. So our Danny's boy Zach had the tickets on his phone, and then the lady is like, we get patted down, all that stuff, and the lady's like, there's an issue with your tickets. And I went, and the way I couldn't really hear from, I was behind them, so it almost seemed as like, well, I didn't get a confirmation email, and I was like, no, did we not book the tickets and get a confirmation email? But what had happened was, I guess where we were, they had like the TV camera set up, so they had moved us to a better section, but they didn't let us know that they had done that. So we had to get out of line, go to the ticket venue. But then they escorted us, like the champions, like the royalty that we were, the celebrities, you know what I'm saying? Like media. Technically, we were in the media section, so you know what I'm saying? It fit out perfect. But that kind of gave me a heart attack. Because I was just like, I might just Uber back home if that's the case. If we didn't have tickets, I was about to.
No, it would have been terrible if they made it like worse.
Oh, yeah, I would have been.
I thought for a second they were like going to move us to like the floor.
For a second, I thought, it would have been amazing. There were 2 tickets that were available to get to the floor. But honestly, where we were, I'll let Joe actually, you mind if I get into this, Joe? Might as well.
Yeah, go into it, man.
So when we get to the arena, we get our seats. And even from where we were sitting, we were probably 6 rows up from like the entrance side, like when you walk in.
Yeah, we were on the camera side.
Yeah, and it wasn't
where the camera's placed.
And we were high enough to, it was still it would have been like in the XL Center. Remember where we were at, Joe? Our first time going, where we were like that.
115s. We
were like, 115 actually. That's the section we were at. 115, but it was like still closer. And then me and Danny moved down when Dynamite started. And let's just say, when that battle royale filled up with the tag teams, it was just a perfect seating. It almost felt like floor seat XL Center view. That's how good it was.
Yeah, nice.
We can see everything.
Yeah, like right before the show started, they start with dark. Actually, before the show even started, we see this dude walking around with a box on his head. Like, I went to the bathroom. I looked at my phone. And I was like, why is there a guy in a box on his head? Then I looked up box AEW guy, and then I found out it was Kip Sabian. That's like his new gimmick. Like literally, Joe, his gimmick now is literally just walking around the arena taking pictures with fans.
With fans, yeah. And it says underrated, over it. And he has like crazy and he has crazy mascara on, or eyeliner, or whatever. He looks like Mac with the cat eyes. That's what it reminded me of.
From It's Always Sunny?
Yeah.
Have you seen his wife? His wife is fine.
Of course, yeah. I'm not saying he's gay or nothing. I'm just saying he had the Matt cat
Ford, if you look up her.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys both were able to take a picture with him, which is actually on our Twitter, so that was pretty dope.
Yep.
And then, so like you said, Aaron, piggyback off of that, AEW's how it goes Dark, Dynamite, and then Rampage. Yes. So for Dark, what were some things that caught your eyes about Dark? I saw the apron look really clean and stuff like that. That's from my angle.
They went all out for Dark.
You liked?
I'm just gonna say this, and Danny can agree. I think Danny can agree with me. When they come to Connecticut, obviously they know down the 20 minutes.
Tony Khan even admitted right before Dynamite started. He admitted we're in the belly of the beast.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, we're in the war zone. He calls it the war zone.
The war zone, and he gave us Lance Archer was on our Dark.
Dark Elevation.
That's how good Dark Elevation was. Lance Archer came out on Dark and went against Del Fuego.
Del Fuego
facts. But it was a good match, and he teased the crowd, and that was the biggest highlight I think from Dark that we got.
Yeah, not bad. Justin Roberts just interacts with the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
They like announce, like, the big thing in AEW is they actually announce the referee when they come out. Like, they'll tell you who the referee is, Joe. Like, it's their big thing is respecting everyone, like all participants. Like, WWE doesn't even announce who the ref is.
Not anymore. No, they used to back in the day, but they don't anymore.
Yeah, AEW still does that.
And AEW announces like their security. They're like, hey, so we got Big John and da for security, and then they also were announcing. Justin Roberts was announcing the cameraman as well, and who was on the ring bell and all that kind of stuff. So, and he read people's signs, which I loved. I thought his interaction with the crowd was amazing.
Yeah, Justin Roberts is really good.
Yeah. And they gave us a packed Dynamite show. Let's just honestly, that
first hour
was amazing.
That leads on to my next question. So you guys transition from Dark to Dynamite. Quick question for you guys: how quick was that transition? Was it like 5 minutes?
Seamless.
Very it was seamless. Quick. I think Danny told me it was like 30 minutes before. Like, maybe that's because they were in Boston, so obviously like a bigger venue. But this was honestly, it felt like 15 minutes.
No, Dynamite to Rampage was a little longer.
How they
I think that was like 15 minutes. I felt like that was 15 minutes. I think.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Dark to Dynamite was super quick because I think it's only just one thing, and then they take it down.
Yeah, and before the show went live on TBS, they had everyone come out for the Battle Royal. So everyone's out. They didn't do everyone's entrance music. We'll get into entrance music later because Will has a bone to pick with AEW.
Oh yeah, I definitely have a little bit of a bone to pick with them guys. But yeah, Danny's right. Yeah, so everybody just kind of came out, and then they introduced the tag teams, and it was cool to see the ring fill up like that, and especially the seats that we had.
I like how they all stay on the side, around it, and then once the bell rings, they all just jump in.
They all jumped in. Oh yeah, that was really nice. I did like that. I thought that was really nice.
And then the biggest hype man in wrestling comes out before the show even starts. Dude,
Tony Khan.
Dude, he just comes out and starts yelling. He's like, "Are you guys ready for Dynamite?"
He's like a kid. It's like his kid It's like a dream of him, as you know what I'm saying, just to get on the mic and just.
It's funny. You can never see Vince doing this.
So we already have a review. Will made a review of the AEW Dynamite, so I'm not going to jump into matches or anything like that.
No.
My next question was, I've been to WWE events, and there's been issues where in between segments and stuff like that, it gets kind of laggy. There's it's inconsistent on time in between. How was that during moments where segments were finishing up? How was that in between time? What does that look like?
Commercial breaks? You mean commercial breaks?
Yeah, your commercial breaks.
Commercial breaks were they were seamless. You didn't even notice.
Well, the biggest thing I think WWE likes to milk the commercials. So remember, that's why they went 3 hours. They could fit more commercials in. That's more ad revenue. Honestly, with Dynamite, it didn't even feel like if you got up from your seat, you were literally gonna miss the entrance or a someone coming out. So it was really fast paced. It was it was only 90. I think Dynamite, the longest commercials are 90 seconds. I think everything's I think 2 minutes. Yeah, or 2 minutes is the longest you'll go. But it was fast. It was fast paced. The matches were It was really good pacing. I'm not gonna lie. Like if I was booking a show, this is how I would want to have booked it. It was super smooth.
And then piggybacking off of that,
I'll be back real quick.
how was the environment?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Oh, the environment.
You guys keep going.
It was really good. It was very interactive. I will say, the crowd was very interactive. I don't think anybody really had any issues with anybody. Everybody was talkative to each other. Everybody was laughing. There were funny things. We had a drunk dude behind us, screaming out, "Me like Matt Hardy, he's like, you suck." He's like, "Matt Hardy suck." Like he was screaming it so loud that you knew Matt Hardy could hear him, and people in the audience were laughing. It was just a really good time. Everybody was really interactive, and it was awesome. The environment was nice. It was a packed arena. Had no issues with it.
So until Danny comes back, I have a question for you. If you had to pick one moment in the night that you felt like was the pinnacle of like this is a perfect show, this is something I want to share with other people, what would be that moment you'd say?
It would probably have to be the so I don't know. I have two moments. So if I had to go from like the Dynamite side, I was really impressed with like obviously like the Jade Cargill match. Like I thought that was really good. But I would say the Moxley at the end, what entrance was he going to come from? He came in through one of the side entrances. He opened up the barricade. And what's nice was they kept playing his music while he was fucking up 2.0.
Yeah.
So then we got to sing with it.
Like Wild Thing while he was
or the Judas playing Judas when they went to Rampage and they introduced Chris Jericho as the announcer. He really gets into the crowd and he's on the ramp, he's singing it with them and everything like that. It was nice. I like I said, it's just an overall good experience. Like honestly, like we've been to
it changes. It's a different like it makes you. It's a lot more older crowd.
Yeah.
It's a lot more. There's less kids
compared to so like I said, the Mohegan Sun one was the one where I felt like we got probably like the most action. But if I had to compare to like all the 3 wrestling events I've been through, I think this was the best one. For one, I know we had 4 seats, Joe, but just even the seating for what we're going to pay, like it basically was like 4 seats. 2, the entrance and the ramp setup and just like the whole flow of the show and the matches were really good. And like I actually was invested in it. I honestly was better than any WWE event I've been to.
And then
even like the pyros, like them bring back pyros and like even fire.
Oh yes.
Like you can feel the fire in the pyros.
You could smell it. That's a big thing too. It lingers in the air. And like even Penta Black's when
Penta
he came
Dark?
out. Yeah, Penta, sorry. I just call him Penta Black. Penta Dark, when he came out, like it was just like it was just an overall great event. Like the atmosphere was.
And the part where the lights went out with Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Matthews. Yep,
Buddy Matthews.
It was really good, yes. And then just the overall suspense and everything
you
like
can
that.
like see, I knew it was him once you saw like the abs, like you can like see the abs where the lights are out.
And then his
you
pecs.
can see him a little bit.
Yeah, the abs with the pecs. Dude is like a jack action figure, bro.
Dude, he's
like,
more jacked than he was when he left.
Yeah, I think he looks. Yeah, he just looks. That dude has huge. Like it's just everything defined on that motherfucker.
I don't know why Alexa Bliss dumped that guy.
Small dick.
So my question to Will was, what was his favorite moment? What was your favorite moment? Favorite moment, Danny?
I honestly feel like singing Judas is always fun. So yeah, I go with that.
Yeah, I was watching people's videos of it, and that crowd had some energy in it. So I think you guys, were a really good crowd. You guys played the part, which is a really important thing. We've seen really great
it kind of
brawls.
pissed me off because I was on Twitter looking at the reactions on the car ride bag. Like people said, like, "Oh, our crowd was dead for like the Buddy Murphy debut." I thought we did it. I thought we were pretty excited.
Yeah, I thought our crowd was actually like pretty like poppy and like we were chanting a lot. Like even during like Dark, our crowd was popular. I thought our crowd was really good.
The
And
crowd
even Justin,
stayed almost all the way to Rampage.
Yeah, like the only thing I heard was even like I guess I watched ups and downs. Silent Miller was like, I guess we were a little quiet when Daniel Bryanson was wrestling, but we were just watching a nice technical match. But then I thought we were popping. And it sounds weird, I think AEW, when you're watching it, like when I watch like the highlights, I kind of feel like they toned down the crowd a little bit. Like it sounds like they toned down the crowd a little bit, like with like, because I feel like our chants were really, really loud. So I kind of felt like when the commentators are talking and then you have the people there, it definitely tones down the crowd.
And then leading into Dynamite, into Rampage, what was your overall experience on that? Like, what were some highs? And then was there any lows in that match? I know it's only low in the card. I know it's only an hour long.
We left after we left after the we left before the main event because it was still like an hour. Like it was Orange Cassidy versus I think Anthony Bowens or something like that.
Bowens, yeah. We knew who was going to win that match for the but we stayed for most of the Rampage and everything like that.
Yeah.
We just wanted to try and beat traffic to get out. We were mad tired and then people had to go to work. So, but we got to watch everything. Rampage was really good. I was really impressed with Rampage. So I was like, damn, I'm like, sometimes I don't watch Rampage. I'm like, I'm gonna have to start watching it because like the Sammy Guevara Andrade match was, we won't say anything, but it was really good.
Yeah. And then my last question, was there any amazing stories or funny moments that you guys would like to share?
That's you, Danny.
Oh, okay. So when I was like going to like get my hat and my t-shirt and waiting in line to get my food, like these two drunk guys started fighting like in front of the bar and the security had to like separate them.
They were fighting over drinks?
I don't know what they were fighting over. All I know is the security guard had to break them up, and the security Bridgeport police had to like tell them like, oh, they didn't like kick them out, but they were like, go back to your seat.
They let them scrap. I heard they let them scrap.
A little bit, unless I missed that part.
No, remember the dude that was sitting in the same like arena, same behind us. He's like, yeah, bro, it's crazy. He like they let them go at it. He's like, they let them two dudes bang out. I was like, hey, they did. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let it rock, man.
Yeah, let it rock. You know what I'm saying?
And, all right. And then on the way leaving parking, we didn't have to pay for parking.
Good. And then last question, just a quick safety check. I assume you guys got home. You guys make sure you get no bullet wounds, no stab wounds. You guys are good?
Yep.
Will is a little confused.
Yeah, my bad, bro. No, I had to just delete some things off my computer to make room for some of the old videos we had to make room for the one I'm rendering right now. But no, everything was really good. Like I said, this was probably my favorite wrestling show that I've been to of all time. Like just everything that we got, the entrance, the seating was beautiful. The moments, it was just, this is what a wrestling show should be. This is, if you want to see what a true wrestling show should be, there's some, funny gimmicks, there's some cheesiness to it, some goofiness to it, but then there's also like some seriousness to it, crowd pops, playing with the crowd, pyro, entrance music, themes. This was beautiful. It was a beautiful match.
Yeah.
Beautiful event.
All right, guys. So for anyone who went to a WWE show and is thinking, hey, I've always watched WWE shows, the tickets are pretty expensive. I may want to experience an AEW show. On a scale of 1 to 10 for the bang for the buck, so the money you spent and the value that you received, what would you rate on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being you got the most optimal bang for your buck. And then 1, of course, being that it was something you would not advise. So I'll start off with Will.
Yeah. So what I would say is compared to WWE, AEW is the better bang for your buck. 1, you're probably going to get a better match card. And you get like the pyro, you get all the extra stuff you just don't get in WWE. 2,
I gotta give them that on that. I think the reason why we get different match cards is because he stacked it so much, and I think the reason he's stacking it is so they don't run into the Raw problem. The Raw problem is they repeat the same matches.
True.
Over and over and over
and over again. Yeah, that's true. And you know what it also is? They actually have more talent on the roster. So that's one of the things you're going to see they had so much talent on the roster that we had such a great show. And we didn't get a full CM Punk entrance. Like we didn't get we didn't even get that. We didn't even get a hook match. So 2 of the most popular, probably the most over superstars in the industry right now, CM Punk and Hook, didn't have a match and didn't even have their normal entrance.
Hook came out in like
He came out, but he didn't have like the full entrance in his gear, all that kind of stuff. Like we didn't even get that in the mat. And to me, this was one of the best wrestling shows I've been to. For value, being able to move up.
Even people, they're big on that. People chant, send him.
I feel like they were like, hey, we might have to just send out Hook, but they probably already had that plan since it's such a big draw, and a lot of people want to see him, especially the younger crowd. But it appeals to everybody for like value wise. Like I said, the seats that we were at would be like the viewing angle was just like when me and Joe went. We paid like $120, $130 for like 4 seats, and you were still maybe row E, so like maybe 5 rows back. It value wise, I think this was honestly, like I said, if we could have got those tickets for $30, this would have been like a 10 out of 10. I'd give this a 9.5.
9.5, yeah.
Yeah.
We could have got it cheaper.
Yeah. So imagine getting like one of the best Dynamites of the year, one of the best promos of the year with MJF, and all the other shenanigans and stuff, and getting 3 shows to pay only $30 and to basically get floor seats. You can't complain.
That MJF promo, it felt like the crowd was confused. They didn't know how to react.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Even Punk didn't know how to react. So I would say this: if you're planning on going to an AEW event, it's well worth it over WWE. Also, because they're always going to be in smaller venues. So even if you don't get the best seats, you'll still have a better view than if you were getting the same price seats at like WWE.
Yeah. I feel like it's like a more advanced version of like NXT. They took what was great of NXT on Peacock and expanded it and made it up on a bigger stage.
Made it global. Yeah, made it on a bigger stage, definitely. Overall, you got to go to AEW event. If you've never been, if you're gonna spend your money on AEW or WWE, choose AEW. You'll definitely get your money out of it.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, is there anything else you want to say?
I'm trying to think. Okay, never mind. We're good.
So I think it's pretty clear that, like Will said, if you're thinking about AEW versus WWE, they highly recommend skipping the WWE show and picking the AEW show. So, again, this has been Joe, Dan, and Will from the Bump Boys, and have a great day.
Yeah.
Peace.
Must bid you adieu, goodbye, mwah, and good night. Oh my God, it's so great. Bang!